Good morning, Flosstube. Welcome to my December video, ladies and gents. I wish to start my video by wishing you a happy and safe holiday season. This video it will be an update on the work I have been stitching on, and it'll also contain my plans for my holiday stitching. So I get to take 3 weeks holiday with my parents at the beach, and where I tend to do a lot of stitching. As being fair, I burn a lot, so I tend to stay inside from about 9 through to 3 o'clock, so lots of stitchy time. So this is what I have. We'll start with what I have done, and I've worked on a few things this month, which is quite unusual for me. I have a tendency just to work on one project, but with the heat and with the extra time on my hands, and I still haven't found work, I'm finding that I'm swapping in and out on projects and spending more time on Facebook and Instagram, and yeah, deciding to swap and change a little bit. So first up, can't remember if I showed you last month, but I have finished the beading on Rudolph. So that is Rudolph. So, and I was thinking he had the most beads of any particular project, and he was going to be a pain, but he has beaded up quite quickly. Whereas Donna, on the other hand, excuse me, let's have to get a needle out. Donna is taking a lot longer and is a lot fiddly, and I think Donna has just as many beads. So I've only really done the top section. I just started doing, these coloured ones, the beautiful crystals. I'll try and see if I can get a better view. These beautiful coloured crystals. Last night, it's predominantly been white and this metallic bead. I can't say I'm a fan of this metallic bead, as I use a sticky pad to help bead, and while it's not super sticky, it still seems to take the foil coating. So 1 moment. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Phone calls, applying for jobs and having phone sitting next to computer. Not a great plan while doing YouTube recordings. Okay, so I was talking about the beads on Donna. I had to think which reindeer it was. So, and using a sticky pad. I love my sticky pad. It is great for beading it. It makes it so much quicker. But as I was saying, the downside is with these metallic beads, occasionally it seems to pull off the paint. So I've got to be careful when doing these. I don't know if we can get in these little metallic. Oh, can I do it? These little metallic beads. So yeah. So finding it a bit hard going, but then I'll work on him, I'm not sure which it is, and then I make some good progress. So hopefully I'll be a little bit more focused and get that finished. I would like to get that all that beading finished before I go to the beach for Christmas, and that way I can have those ones done and I won't feel so bad. Okay, this is attempt number 3. I'm having issues with the syncing of my video and soundtrack, so I'm going to start doing them in little clips, so I'm not doing a full 15-minute recording and then having to re-record the whole lot. So now I was about to start on talking about the stash restraint cell that will be going on next year for the cross stitch and discuss group. So they are technically not new starts. I don't call them a new start because I'm doing the lot as one big project, but just to stay within rules. I have done a couple of little starts. The first being Blitzen, my last reindeer. So this is my progress on Blitzen. Now, with this particular one, if you saw it on Facebook, my Nora Corbet uses a variegated hand-dyed thread by it's Clarion Colours, Clarion Creations, I can't think now. And my version of it is very red and brown with a very little green. So it would have looked really funny. I decided in the end to swap it out for DMC 500, and I am very pleased with the effect. You'll see the darker green in there. All of that would have been a reddy brown colour, which I didn't think would be particularly attractive. So I had to stitch Blitzen first so that I could double check my measurements, as on the same piece of fabric I am stitching the sleigh, which is the other start. As you can see, only done a very tiny little bit, but it is so it started, and so I know my center point, and I don't have to go and do all the recalculations again. So fingers crossed it's in the right spot. So that's two starts for that. The other start is my Nora Corbet Trick or Treat Fairy. I've already done her Halloween fairy. That was a kit on a piece of fabric that I dyed myself. I then decided that I could do another one, and saw Trick or Treat and fell in love. So she is going on this piece. Tiny little start. Just wanted her started. But I've decided I might start working on her a bit. So they're my new starts. And I'm quite happy with them. They should keep me busy for a little while. The sleigh is quite big. Well, I might get the Trick or Treat one done quite quickly. The sleigh is going to be a lot longer. There's a lot of whites and greys and blacks, so I can see myself getting bogged down in that one. But yeah, so they're my new starts. So the next piece is Storyteller by Teresa Wrentzler. I have been working on this piece for a very long time. I started this piece when I was 19. Back then you had the little kits from Kmart. I don't even think Spotlight existed back then. And I stumbled across my local needle workshop and found the Storyteller and fell in love with it. So this is Storyteller. I have done the first 2 pages completed now. Since starting up, again, I've finished off all the half stitching. And then I've worked on the rocks here, and that sort of finished the second page and well and truly moved me on to the 3rd and 4th pages. And now that I'm there, I've scanned them as a PDF and put them on my iPad. I prefer working on my iPad. I can zoom in. It makes the half stitching a lot easier to see. So on the pattern, so yeah. So that's that one. So I've worked on one other piece, so like I said, I've worked on a lot this month, and that piece is Christmas Flourishes. Christmas Flourishes I picked up as part of the Cross Stitch and Discuss Mirabilia Monday, and I enjoyed working on her again. I tend to just work on her at Christmas. I've been working on the berries, so I enjoyed that. I had a very busy Monday, so I didn't get much time to stitch, but I put in a couple of hours and got the berries started. So with Mirabilia Monday starting, and with the fact I have been chopping and changing, I have started a little draft rotation list, just keeping it quirky, nothing too complex. So here's what I've laid out. I've got Mirabilia Monday, Tedious Tuesday, which is where I will work on anything I'm finding tedious. So the beading on Donna, a big patch of colour on Christmas Flourishes, or a section that's very scattered on my Storyteller, whatever I'm finding tedious that week. Then on Wednesday I will do Whip Wednesday, and that is when I'll work on my Storyteller. Thursday is Tis the Season Thursday, and I'll work on my reindeers then, and that can either be the beading or the cross stitching. And then I have Airy Fairy Friday, so which is where I will work on my Nora Corbet Fairy, one of my Heaven Earth Fairies, just one of my ladies, one of the girls, just whichever one I feel like. And then I have Saturday Sunday is free stitch, so I can pick up whichever one I am feeling the strongest desire to work on, be that my Zelda stained cross, stained glass, it can just be anything, any of my whips. So that's what I plan to do for the new year, and have no new starts until after July. So that should keep me busy and hopefully keep me focused. Fingers crossed I will get a job soon, and that will affect the amount I stitch, but that's okay. It brings in money and I can pay my bills. So Christmas plans. Christmas plans, like I mentioned earlier, I have 3 weeks at the beach. I do a lot of stitching or a lot of craft, depending how the mood takes me. I won't have space in the car to take all the craft I usually take, so it will be very much restricted. I'm planning on taking my cross stitch. I always take all my cross stitch, and I tend to work on anything but the reindeers, as I don't show my mum them until she receives them as a gift. So hopefully my January video you'll see lots of progress. I'll see you all in the new year. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, and bye.